to someone who is cold is the most...
Hi everybody, welcome to Let's Be Supergirl. I wanted to jump on here and briefly do a movie review for you guys for the movie Shazam. I took the girls to see it this past Friday. It was actually the first showing, it's the opening showing, and it was so fantastic. I loved this movie. I love this movie probably more than any DC movie that I've seen since the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. And that's saying a lot because I really love those movies. DC has had some unfortunate results of their movie making lately. Blech. I'm totally Team Krypton. If anybody knows me, you know I'm completely Team Krypton. And Henry Cavill is super hot. Won't lie about that. But the Marvel's been doing a lot better with movies lately in the last several years than DC. But this one, I loved it. I liked Wonder Woman. I liked it a lot. I thought they did a really great job. But this one held me. This one drew me in. And I don't remember feeling like that in a DC movie since I saw Batman Begins, I think was probably one of my favorite DC movies so far. But I'm not going to give away any spoilers for it, but I wanted to touch on a couple of points that one thing that I really loved about this movie is the theme of family. There have been so many movies, it seems like, in theaters lately that have such a social justice theme to them, like hashtag Captain Marvel and all the, you know, that's a lot of movies like that they're like that. But this one, I didn't see any social justice themed like anything. I didn't see any kind of message. The only thing, literally the only thing I saw that could have been considered anything in any way like that was this one scene. There's kind of a running joke throughout the movie about a strip club, and this one scene where a bunch of them are coming out of it, and they kind of teleport there by mistake, but they're coming out of it, and everybody's kind of commenting, and one of the boys says, "It didn't really do anything for me." I think that's the only time that there was maybe a kind of hint of anything in any way related to that. But I loved the whole movie. I am usually fairly decent about breaking down the theme and story of a movie, because you know it's any good story has you have the foundation where you are introduced to your protagonist and your antagonist, and you're introduced to the story, and then the story develops and you have the the conflict, which leads to the climax of the story and then the resolution of it. And with this one, by the time it got to the resolution, it was not until right before that I was like, oh, that's what needs to happen. And it did, and it was satisfying. I don't even know any other way to explain it than it's just, oh, that's what I want to see. Probably, if I had to compare satisfaction levels from the climactic scene of this movie to the last movie that I remember feeling that satisfied about, probably Ever After. If you've seen the end of Ever After, you know exactly what I mean. That is a satisfying ending to a movie. And this climax was the same way. I was like, oh man, it felt so good. It was so great. I did really love the family theme that goes through it. It's kind of like the whole theme of the movie is a lot of these superhero origin stories, there's usually some sort of parental influence missing from their lives, or maybe they're, Clark Kent, Kara Danvers were both from Krypton, and so they both lost their parents in Krypton's explosion, and they were raised by adoptive families. And then Clark Kent lost his father Jonathan, and then Batman lost his parents when he was a little boy. You know, all these things. And look at Gamora. She had parental issues. Star-Lord, he had parental issues. There's usually a lot of this family. Spider-Man, he was raised by his aunt and uncle, and then Uncle Ben died, and all that kind of stuff. And so, but that it's a lot of the driving theme, and I really loved the point where it was the issue of family was what caused Billy from Shazam to struggle. I mean, other than the fact that he was a 15-year-old kid, that he struggled, but that was also where he found his power. And I thought that it was delicious. It was just wonderful. It made me feel so good. The Easter eggs, there were Easter eggs galore in this movie, all over the place. And I'm going to tell you about one that didn't even strike me until hours later when the girls and I had already come home. So, and again, without spoiling anything, but the villain shows his origin in the beginning a little bit, kind of sets it up. And his father, I don't know the actor's name, but the villain's father is the same guy who played Lex Luthor's father in Smallville. And I noticed it in I was like, oh, that's Lex Luthor's dad. And then later on it hit me, Easter egg, hello, this is DC we're talking about. Anyway, it was fantastic. It was a fantastic film. There are 2 post-credit scenes. So just so you know, don't leave after the first one like most people in the theater did. There are 2. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. But it was really good. It was just fantastic. I jumped a lot. There were a lot of what my parents call bugachas, is what they call them. I jumped a lot. Like, at the end of the movie, when we were leaving and the lights came back on, like, half our popcorn was on the floor. And I was telling the girls, who put that there? And they said, Mom, you did. So, whoopsie. But anyway, so if you've seen it and you have some comments, feel free to leave them below. If you're going to put spoilers, make sure you put spoiler alerts so people can scroll past them or not. But anyway, I hope to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching the channel. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe, and there will definitely be more things coming soon. So thanks a lot. Have a great evening. Peace out.